And so I said, let's do something about it. Let's have a home buyer seminar, and I could share with you guys the vision behind how I became a homeowner right here in this city now. I grew up in a place called Carroll City that is now Miami Gardens. I went to Carroll City Elementary. My principal was Mr. Brown. I never forget him. I went over to Lake Stevens, hopped over to New Orleans, went to American High School. I wasn't supposed to go there, you know, they used the wrong address. They changed the property lines. And so now I was going back to Carroll City, and my mom said, no, you're gonna go to New Orleans, use another address. Y'all don't put this online. And then I got kicked out of that school, and I ended up at Carroll City Senior High in the 10th grade, where my life literally changed. Y'all know Wingstop? So she was my 7th grade teacher. Actually, Tina bought the first Wingstop to Miami-Dade County, and she's not here, but y'all clapped up for her. Because now she's on her 20th Wingstop, where she was my math teacher. And some days I would get up and teach the class. I can't make this up. Well, I got put out of that school too, and ended up at Carroll City. And at that moment, she said to me, and she's my money, you ever heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Yeah. She was my rich mom. She said, if you can get to these people's schools over here and just stay out of trouble, I will buy you a car when you graduate from high school. And I knew my parents could not afford to buy me a car. So I took that I didn't take it lightly. And she said, Claudienne, just do what you know how to do. You're a leader, you're just leading in the wrong direction. And so I did that. I got to Carroll City. I had to go through Ms. Mary L. Henry. How many people know Ms. Henry? Okay. I saw a stirring hand go up. So Ms. Henry implemented cameras in our school. And so I'm sitting in her office. She said, Ms. Hibbert, why should we let you into our school? And then this is when she was cleaning up. So I did a look. I had over 100 referrals in the system. Ms. Henry said, okay, I'm going to give you a chance. I became the class president. I became this. I was in the 1,000 club. I literally made a decision. Y'all say decision. Decision. And I said, I'm going to clean up. I started hanging around the good people, not the bad people. And I just grew in Carroll City Senior High. And that's why I spend a lot of time there now, because they're a camp path. And so I'm going to accelerate the story a little bit. I have a child that is 31 years old this year. I had him when I was 14. So now y'all can get the picture. I wasn't doing the best that I should have been doing, but he's here, he's good, he's doing well, been to college. And now, I always said when I made it somewhere, I'm still making it, y'all. I'm still doing some stuff. I wanted to come back and pour it back into the city. Like, I don't want to ever forget where I came from, because it's people like Mr. Brown. It's people like Miss Rami, my 5th grade teacher. It's people like Miss Greenberg, who drove all the way from Jupiter to Carroll City Elementary every day to teach us. And I can never forget that. That is why I'm educated. My parents didn't go past high school. In fact, my parents are from Jamaica. They're not even from the United States of America. And so I pay homage to all of my teachers and all the people along the way that have gotten me here today. So that's why I stand here before you. So I go off to college. I go to the University of Florida. They paid my tuition, so I went there for free. And I graduated, and I got this thing called a JOB. I call it just over broke for me, because it seems like every time I got a paycheck, I was paying bills that were 3 months behind. I didn't even have the glory of saying I was living from paycheck to paycheck. And so my teacher, remember Miss Tina I just told you about? When she moved back to Miami, and I got to see her buy a house, and I happened to be on that journey. And so I said, wait a minute. That lady, the realtor, just made $40,000 in 2 months. I knew how to add and subtract if something wasn't adding up. I said, take me a whole year to do that. 2 days later, I knew nothing about real estate. I knew nothing about how to get my license. But guess what? I figured it out later. I quit my job. I don't even know if I gave people 2 weeks notice. I'm not telling you to do that. I did not have any job etiquette at the time. I'm fresh out of college. Well, I become a realtor. I become the rookie of the year. And something else happens, and I'm going to share it through the presentation today. But I want to just say thank you to some of our sponsors here, New World Title, I see PRMG just walked in the building. David, thank you, David, for always being a part of what we're doing. Chase is one of our sponsors for this event, and the City of Miami Gardens, and my lovely friends back there, MD, who is going to be sharing a lot of information with you. But for a second, could I bring our councilwoman up for just a second? Yeah. She may have a few words.
Good morning, everyone, and once again, I want to say thank you for coming out. You know, it's absolutely wonderful to sponsor events like this, but it's even more better when they're Carroll City produced. You know, when we say Carroll City, I too am a graduate of Miami Carroll City Senior High School. And over again, to both our local as well as to the world abroad, we are a testimony to how strong a community like ours is. You know, I tell the story about my grandfather, who he could not read or write his name. He was out of Georgia. He was a landscaper. He walked here from Georgia. And one of the things that he wanted his daughter and sons to do was to get an education. And my mom, she got pregnant with my oldest sister, and then me, and then two others. So there are four of us in our family. My mom did and took on what her father believed, and that is that education was important. And one of the things that would happen all of the time when we would run into problems and my grandfather was unable to read and write and I didn't know what to do, he would say, "But you're a school teacher." And I said, "Well, just because I'm a school teacher, it don't mean I know everything." He said, "No, but it means that you ought to be able to find out." And so my point in saying that to you is that when you are a school teacher, being a school teacher is equally as important as remaining a lifelong student, always willing to learn and to be taught. And so what God has blessed us right in our very own backyard is to have someone who can teach us. All we have to be willing to do is to be the student. You will never be able to say that you weren't told. The only thing that you can say is that you did nothing with it. You have the resources here, and we want you to have the best of the best. And what you have here, standing right here, is one of this country's most renowned real estate executives.
I'm taking her on the road with me.
But you know, I ain't lying, because I wouldn't be up here with them. You understand? But she's from a little girl, has turned around and has made a difference, not only in her life, but in the lives of children. And that means that she's sowing into the future with her school. And she's sowing into the present with you. Now, I was sitting over here talking to an owner, and I'm going to say this and then I'm going to sit down. And we were talking about businesses, owning your own business, and what it takes to really get in there and to make it happen. And what it really takes more than anything is us investing in us. Yeah. You know, just be very, very cognizant where we put our dollars. Yeah. That we go to the McDonald's here, that we go and get her to be our real estate agent, that we go and buy the perfume across the counter from her, or from him, or from that. You know, we have to be cognizant of where we're placing the information, the money, the resources, the support, because we are all stronger as a result of it. As a result of it. And so I am here to tell you that she is a prize from the City of Miami Gardens, and so are you. So now listen, I don't want nobody talking out of turn. I don't want nobody going to the bathroom. I don't want nobody leaving early. You in school, because you are a school what? Teacher. So she's going to teach, you're going to learn, and then you're going to go somewhere and teach somebody else. Fair enough? Fair. God bless you all. Thank you.
Next slide. I want to start with a testimony.
My name is Mia Smith. I became a homeowner in 2011. I went through the NSP program for the city of Miramar, and they granted me a total of $140,000. The repairs made to the house, I was able to get a new roof, new bathrooms for both bathrooms, kitchen cabinets, washer and dryer, refrigerator. They painted the inside of the house. I was able to get new fans, ceiling fans for the room. They gave me $60,000 towards my down payment and another $85,000 towards repairs and new appliances.
Guess what? If she could do it, I can do it. All right. Let's go to the next slide. You might want to put a chair over here. All right, so I'm gonna stop right here and I'm gonna bring up one of our other sponsors. And although I can talk about credit, I don't think there's anybody that does it better than her. They call her the purse empowerment lady, but her name is Shawnee Curry. She's funny, she's been on CBS News, NBC News, on the money column. And so I wanted to make sure I brought the people that were social proof in the room with you today. And so I don't know if she thought she was gonna come up this fast, but you're here. And although I don't have her presentation up, I know that she's gonna be able to give you, do you need your presentation?
I would like it.
Okay. Well, you come on up here. All right, and I'm gonna get it over to her. So this is a very good friend of mine, and when I say she's gonna get, how many people got some credit issues? Because she just fixed mine up too. Don't think I don't have credit issues. Did you not fix my credit up? I had. I mean, it was just a couple months ago. But sometimes when you over leverage, that happens, right? And so she's been able to put us back on schedule with our scores and getting us where I need to be, and so, or where we need to be. And so I'm gonna pass you the mic, but I'm gonna go over here and get her your presentation.
All right, cool.
All right.
All right. Let's see how good I am to do it without my presentation. See how good I am. Good morning, everyone.
Then Thanksgiving comes and you don't want to talk to me. I want to see. All right, cool. So now you guys are the credit bureaus, and hopefully one of the things that I can do here is be able to humanize your credit report for you so that you don't see it like a set of numbers. I want you to see it like you asking the person next to you for $450,000, because that's what a credit score does. It positions you to ask other people for money. That's all that it does. And if you're not good at borrowing money and paying it back, maybe like a neighbor, not in this room, you probably don't want to loan them any money, right? So as you do that, I don't want you to just think about the 3 reporting agencies. I don't want you to think about that. I want to think about what it would be like to ask somebody next to you, why my score is late, now I can stop that action. All right, so late payment. So if you had a late payment in January, February, and March, I can already tell you before I look at your credit report, that's why your score is low. Can't go back though, you can only go forward. The only way to recover from doing that is to dispute them and get them removed. But in the 15 years that I've been doing it, those are the hardest things to get removed. Hardest. Can it be done? Yes, but it's very, very difficult. So the way to protect yourself from that is through auto pay. Auto pay, put it on for the minimum, $10, $15. Now, because I have been living in my community forever, I am from Miami, I graduated from Miami Central, I detected there might be some Carol City individuals in here, Northwestern, so now I've overstepped my boundaries too much, but I am of this community, right? And I've been doing this for 15 years, and I can tell you this. Most people that I come in contact with, their credit scores are not bad because they have $50,000 in debt. That's not what's taking us out. It's $30 monthly payments. Money that you have, that you can't afford to pay, but because you're disorganized, you're missing it. So put it on for auto pay. Very rarely do I get individuals. Now, because I maneuver in other communities as well, they're more prone to get into more debt because they have a higher level of access. Most of us under $5,000. Are there some outliers? Yes. But $5,000 is what's keeping you out of home ownership. $5,000 is keeping you out of your goal. You're not talking about $50,000. You're talking about small things that if you would just organize yourself, you could mitigate. All right, so auto pay. Auto pay. How do I pay my bills? I pay everything on the statement date. Statement date. They're still being reported. These are all questions that should come up in your mind when you look at your credit report. I don't care if you look at it on Credit Karma. I know a lot of people say they don't like Credit Karma. I don't have a problem with it, except for it doesn't show you all 3 of your credit reports. It's only going to show you 2. So if you're going to dispute anything, there's no account numbers there. I don't personally have an issue with it. So the people on TikTok and Instagram, they do say that
We're serious about home ownership. We've got, and I won't say everybody's name, but y'all just give them a round of applause because these events don't happen with us. while ago, I said, an events committee, who wants to be a part? And then here's what you have. And so we are in the Tri-County area. We love it here. We're gonna do more events here. We do a lot. We just had a Father's Day golf tournament. Not tournament, we didn't have no tournament. I'm making it up. It sounds good. Top golf, it sounds good. Top golf right here in Miami Gardens. And so we're gonna be coming into the city, pouring into the city, and other cities too. But I just wanted you all to see. So if you have a question about real estate and I'm not available, they can certainly answer it. And if they can't, they know where to find me. All right. Any veterans in the building? Oh, it's right here. We got a veteran in the building. That's our veteran realtor right there. He's also a veteran. Thank y'all. All right, so I'm gonna bring up one of our lenders who, God, how long have I known you, David?
Long time.
Over 10 years. He's actually my neighbor across the lake. I can see everything he's doing over there. I'm like, send me that food guy, right? And then I also have New World Title in the building, and they're gonna talk about the program that y'all came to hear about. But before I bring them up, all right, so I want y'all to see something. I am 46 in August. I want to give you my age to give you perspective, okay? At 21, I bought this building. I did not buy cars. Remember, they gave me a car. I had no car note, no nothing. They just gave me the keys, and I had that car. So I didn't have to go buy a car. I just learned what you call the purse piece of carry. Yeah, the bird. Who said that? Okay, yeah, you. I just learned what that was 3 years ago. I did not go buy a Birkin with my first commission. I went and bought this duplex right behind Strawberries on 191st and 37th Avenue. That's what I did with my first few commission checks when I came into real estate. And it's right there, look at that address. 1910-12 Northwest 34th Avenue. Y'all see that white building over there? Say Strawberries. I bought this building for $84,000 when I was 21 years old. I kept it for 18 or 19 years and I sold it for almost, the numbers are right here. See what this says? See what that $420,000 say? Thank you, you can go to the next slide. That's what real estate looks like when you buy now. And then you're gonna hear me say this throughout. When's the best time to buy? You're gonna say 5 years ago, but I'm gonna tell you it's not too late. Because can you imagine 5 years from now and you still don't own anything? And this duplex is now worth $1 million? Guys, look at the numbers. It never went backwards. It might have in 2007 and 2008, but my rents always stayed where they were or increased. Okay? And I didn't stop there. I literally owned a whole block on 39th Avenue. No, I couldn't get any of my peers to buy. It wasn't a popular thing to do. And so I said, okay, I'll buy it. I tried to put people in those properties.
The myths, the scares that everybody has, I'm sure everybody in this room has, and they think I can't buy a house because 3 things: credit, income, and assets. So I'm gonna go over the 3 myths on credit, income, and assets. We're gonna start with credit, you guys. By the way, we do have the phenomenal credit specialist, which will probably ask questions during this topic as well. Who in here thinks that you have to have a 640 or 650 or 700 score to buy a house? Okay. All right, so that's a big myth, you guys. That is not true.
Wait, what did you say? I missed it.
Who in here thinks that you have to have a 640, 650, 700 to buy a house? That's a big myth, you guys. FHA goes as low as a 580 model score. And I've actually gone down to a 500 score with FHA. I've done a 502 middle score with 5% down in FHA, you guys. There's something called DU. It's desktop underwriter, if you guys want to write this down. Desktop underwriter. This is something that FHA, Fannie Mae, VA loans, they run this scenario called desktop underwriter. So basically, you as a client come into my office, I input all your information, I input your credit, I input your income, I input your assets. As long as DU feels like the file is strong enough for that property, we're gonna give you an approval. It's not what you guys think that, oh, I have to have a 640, I have to have a 650, that's incorrect. I've closed 580 scores, I've closed 560 scores, I closed a 502 score. Now.
But he like closing 700 scores.
Exactly, I was about to say that, that's why I said now, she jumped in. Now, do you guys wanna close with those scores? No. Absolutely not. That's why we have Shawnee over here to help you guys out. Who in here thinks that it's gonna take a year to work on your credit? It's another myth, you guys. I've sent Shani numerous clients, a ton of clients. She's phenomenal, by the way, you guys. She's awesome. We've had them back in a month. But this is the problem that I see.
Go, Shani.
Go David too, go David too. Listen, you guys, this is the problem that I see with most home buyers, and I hate to say it, most of the people that raise their hand when I talked about credit, you guys just sit back and talk about it and say, my credit's bad. But you guys don't do anything about it. If you guys don't pick up the phone and call Claudienne or one of her phenomenal realtors that are in this room, which you have plenty, which I'm sure they're gonna pick up the phone on a Monday, on a Saturday, on a Sunday, they will pick up the phone, I promise you guys. You guys are never gonna move forward. So that's the biggest problem I see. So I get a lot of people come in my office and they're like, I've been thinking about this for 5 years. I'm like, damn, 5 years? I look at their credit profile, look at everything, I'm like, I can have you ready in 30 days. But they've waited 5 years. They're like, oh, they talk to their significant other, they talk to their friends, their cousins that don't own any properties, or their cousin that bought a property, you know, or their cousin that bought a property in 1974. And listen, come on, you know, and they tell them, no, you can. And listen, you guys, there are means, there are ways to buy credit. You don't need a 700 score. I've done them as low as 580, 560. Veteran buyers. Who's a veteran buyer? Somebody said they're a veteran buyer. I've done them. I did a veteran buyer with a 541 middle score. 100% financing. And the seller paid for closing costs. Crazy. Brought no money to the table. So anybody that in this room that's like, my credit's bad and has been waiting, you guys are gonna continue to wait until, if you guys don't leave this room today, pick up the phone and call Claudienne and her team, you guys are doing nothing but getting a little bit of free chicken and it's true. You know how much I speak at these events for 25 years. And sometimes at the events, I see the same faces that I saw 4 years ago. And gets you, or one of her phenomenal team members, get you 3% towards seller contribution. 3.5%, right? Give or take. You guys are bringing $0 to the book. You're bringing your down payment, the same thing that you're gonna pay somebody when you go rent their property. Now let's throw in a grant. Let's throw in Hometown Heroes. 5% of the loan amount. Let's throw in Florida Bond, $10,000. Let's throw in Florida Bond, the lowest one, $10,000. What are you guys bringing? $2,000 to the table. And how about this? Everybody in this room is gonna get $3,500 of free appraisal, free inspection, if they buy with one of these phenomenal realtors and close with me, PRMG. So now
Wait, hold on, wait. Y'all record.
You guys are not recording. No recording in the room. No.
Record that.
You guys, everybody in this room, I'm gonna give away $3,500 of free appraisal and free inspection, as long as you use
Y'all should have that up.
Claudienne,
He didn't tell me that.
one of the team members, and me, a third reward title. We got the whole team here, you guys. So now what are you guys bringing to the table?
Your ID.
Right. So again, we're gonna go back to the first question that I asked in the very beginning when we started. What is the excuse? Why are you guys not picking up the phone? We went through credit. We just went through assets. Let's talk about income. Co-signers, co-borrowers, family members, friends, non-occupant co-borrowers. You can use those to help you out, and in a year from now, refinance and get them off. If you guys are self-employed, you haven't filed taxes, you guys, I will tell your accountant what to file in order for you to buy a property. If you guys don't want to show your taxes, we can use bank statement loans. If you guys don't want to do that, we can do profit and loss loans. If you guys don't want to do that and you want to buy an investment property, we're going to do a DSCR loan and not show any income. You guys can walk in my office and say that you make $100,000 a month, and I'm going to write that on an application. So again, 3 things that we just spoke about. We spoke about credit. Should be no excuses. We just talk about the myths. You guys, I've been doing this 25 years. It's not that I've been doing this for 1 year and I'm just making things up, or I just walked in here with AI on my phone. This is the truth.
Although we did.
You know, you guys don't need a 700 score. And if you guys, again, sit back, leave this room, go home, watch TV, hang out, start work on Monday again, and go back to your regular routine, and don't make the phone call. You guys didn't do anything. I would never tell you, no, you can't buy a house. Neither would Claudienne. neither will her team. I will tell you, hey, we're not ready right now, but you know what? Here's your game plan. Let me give you guys a game plan. If you guys feel like you're not ready right now, that's fine. I'm gonna roll with that. I'm gonna take that. I'll take that with you guys. But let me give you a game plan. Let me get you ready. Now, I can't go home with you and sleep in your guest room and wake up every morning and say, hey, did you do this? Now, me and Claudienne and her team, we're gonna call you. We're gonna text you every once in a while. Hey, how's it going?
He is not telling the truth. He gonna call you every other day.
Probably gonna knock on the front of your door a couple of times.
Now, Claudienne was mentioning the hold harmless agreement. We don't like them, we're against them, but we make sure that nothing is ever presented from the seller's side to you guys to make you sign. Nobody makes anybody do anything, right? But obviously the documents are given to us, so we make sure we review everything so that when you're signing, you're not signing anything that could potentially harm you guys in the future. So that is just a brief overview. Of course, it's 30 days of work, and David can clear loans, which is he's reviewing your income and your application and your employer and all of that. We're doing all our research on our end, and sometimes David calls me and says, hey, I'm ready to close in 2 weeks. Then we also have to move at the same speed he does, so we can have a file ready in 2 weeks as well, and you can be a homeowner in 2 weeks from when you put in the offer. So definitely take a step to contact your realtor. Your realtor will contact you connect you with David and get you guys pre-approved and get you ready to be able to buy your home.
Zero interest for our down payment assistance program. I'm glad to answer that question because I failed to mention that. That's as close as we can get it to looking like a grant. So zero interest. You don't have to pay anything with our down payment assistance. Oh my. Oh, she's first. I'm coming.
So do you select my home or do I get a chance to have a part in that?
This is a democratic process. You select your home and hopefully you'll be working with a realtor who understands this program and a realtor who has a good relationship with mortgage loan officers who work with us and that sort of thing so that we can do that. See, she understands stacking, so that we stack these down payment assistance programs so that you end up with a home. All right. I didn't forget you, ma'am.
So when let's say you decide to sell your home before the 15 years, you have to pay the loan back at the moment that you sell?
Yes. So what happens is, we end up putting a mortgage lien, a soft second, like she said, or a soft fifth. I indicated that there are cases where other down payment assistance providers come in there and help out. So when you sell your home, they'll see our mortgage lien, and you'll end up having to see me, and you'll just kind of pay yours off. And let me tell you something else. Our program isn't just for first-time home buyers. So when we help you with that home, you'll end up paying us out, and guess what? You can come back and get down payment assistance for the next bigger, beautiful house that you are about to buy. I'm coming in, lady.
Do you deal with all of Miami-Dade County?
All of Miami-Dade
Aventura,
Town.
Miami Lakes,
Aventura, Miami Lakes, Miami Beach. I'm glad you asked that question. Let me tell you. Our rehabilitation assistance program ended up being so successful until people who you think wouldn't need us came to us. You'd be surprised at the people who are living in mansions and can't afford to fix their roofs. So there are people from all over Miami-Dade County and some in gated communities who come to us. I'm coming, ma'am. I remember your face. All right, hold on. I'm coming back. So for the $10,000 grants, you end up having to fill out an application. And in that application is a checklist of items. And you fill out the application, all right, and there's a funding round every year. And using that number that I gave you, I don't remember the funding rounds and when they are. We just exhausted one for the smaller grants. But you'll end up submitting the application, there's a group of people who will evaluate the applications to check for completeness. And they will rank those applications by grading them, and if we have enough money to give grants to 10 people, the top 10 grades end up getting those grants. So for the businesses that have been around for at least 3 years and that sort of thing, they can get up to $10,000. And the ones that are relatively startups under 3 years, they will get either $5,000 or $2,500. Hold on, there was a man who had, hold on, I'm coming back to you.
I'm sorry. Is there a website where you can just go and find all this stuff? There is, but everybody has their own website, but it's not like a place where you just go and find everything. And so it's important with who you work with. Now, if I know you come to me and you say, Claudienne, I got 700 scores or 680 scores or whatever the score is, but a score feasible for you to buy, you have great income, but you have no money saved. I'm not gonna send you to a lender that doesn't know how to paper push and take you through the grant route. There are lenders that do nothing but grants all day. That's all they do. So I may not send you over here because they don't have the experience. And you might lose out on some money because they don't even want to do it. So I have good friends. I have at least 11 good lenders. And most of them, we've developed friendships. But it's not about the friendship, it's about who works best with who. And that's just the God honest truth. So just because I sent Kalina somewhere doesn't mean I'm gonna send you to the same person. It may not be feasible for you. I don't care how good she said that person is. I need to make sure you're in a space that's conducive for you. Okay? All right, any other questions? All right, y'all look like y'all a little hungry, because I'm hungry. My head beating up here. I ate pieces of chicken. All right, so I'm gonna bring up, if y'all can just bear with me. First of all, I want y'all to scan the QR code, and for some of y'all that don't know how, but I want to share with you, I used to think Legal Shield was like, that ain't the route to go. And I still believe that to the other day. My husband, something happened and he said he called Legal Shield. I said, you call Legal Shield for this type of matter? No, we need some big dogs in the building. I need somebody that knows somebody in Tallahassee type attorneys. So he called Legal Shield and shut me down. They didn't have nobody, but they referred us out to an attorney who's done a wonderful job at a very economical price. And I'll just tell you, $250 an hour is very cheap for an attorney, because you could pay $600-700 an hour. And let's not even talk about all the emails I gotta send and all the text messages. And I had to tell him, I said, stop texting me and Mario, because I'm looking at this documentation. You don't need to tell both of us. We live in the same house. Text one number, one email. In fact, don't send us no updates. So he was able to help us through a process. And so if you could take 2 minutes and tell him how important it is. But let me tell y'all, he's not moving anywhere. He's gonna be right over there. If you want to do something over there, you can.
My head gasket went out. Great Smoke Brothers is bellowing out the car. I got oil like mud. So I sent it over to the insurance company that was supposed to fix my car. I was supposed to pay $200 deductible. They held my car for 2 months, wouldn't do it. It was in the contract. I sent the contract over to my attorney, sent some information over to my attorney. They called me, they said, Mr. Muhammad, I like that one. They said, Mr. Muhammad, listen, you want us to fire over a letter? I said, yes, sir. They sent a letter. They sent me back a settlement. They sent a letter, and that's all they did on their letterhead, sent me back a settlement for $3,200. They said, Mr. Muhammad, is that good? I said, no. They sent back a counter offer. I ended up getting back $4,000. Here's a fact. I wouldn't have got that $4,000 back on my letterhead. But because I had an attorney, they were able to do that. Now, how many of you all will call an attorney for a $14.60 issue? Raise your hand. I did. I'm Mr. Petty, I did. They were taking $14.60 out of my account. I was able to call my attorney and get it stopped. Make sense? Yes or yes? So you can call an attorney and it costs you less than $1 a day. I'm not talking about, listen to me, I'm not talking about your cousin around the corner. I'm talking about AB rated law firms. There's a company called Martindale Hubbell. They rate law firms. This is the law firms that we use. The law firm here in Florida is Dubell and Judge. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri originally. By the way, this covers me in all 50 states. So if I leave here and I get a ticket in St. Louis, I'm not going to go back to St. Louis for that ticket. I'm going to call my law firm. But not only does it cover that, we're talking about letters and phone calls on your behalf. Unlimited. I used my attorney 6 times in the last 60 days because I could. It's called power. How many of y'all ever said, I'm going to call my attorney? You know you don't have no attorney. But it sounded good. See, I can go to the gym and let somebody else lift the weight and I make the muscle. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. So that's what we have with leadership. So you want to see me. And I just named that. Letters, phone calls, you get a will. You get a durable power of attorney. You get a director's living will. All of this comes, you're not paying extra for this, people. So I'm telling you, it's not about if, it's about when. I'm not telling you, I'm not asking if you need it, you need it. And this is a 53-year-old company. This is not some company that just started last year. Leadership has been around since 1972. That's older than me. All right? So I'm right here. Come over here. See me. When I say less than $1 a day, it's less than $1 a day. It covers you. It covers your spouse. It covers all of your children up to the age of 26. Any physically and mentally handicapped children for life. But this...
And so we just want you to, I want to just say thank you. And if you have any words.
First of all, this has been a phenomenal program, phenomenal. And for everyone who participated today, give yourself a round of applause because I'm going to task you, because if they don't know, I'm a taskmaster. I'm a physician by trade, and I'm telling you that there's no kind of health security that you can get that turning the key in your own home. When you turn that key and you're at peace, knowing it's yours, that you own it, that when you put a mark on the wall, that's your wall, no one's going to come and harass you because there's a wall, there's a mark on the wall. And so being here is phenomenally so important. But what I'm challenging you to do is don't just write it on a sheet of paper, don't take the photos for all the QRS code, take action. The difference between success and failure is 2 things. Consistent action. Not just one call. I know many of you may have applied for some of the money and you didn't get it. That's okay. Act again. And again. And again. And call again. And call again.
That's right.
It's not about taking action once, it's about taking action consistently. I'm going to give one idea just to think about, since everyone here really wants to own something. I'm here because I'm a business owner and I'm looking to invest and get more opportunities. Have what I call the vegan mindset. What I mean by that? When my son was a junior in high school, now this is a meat eater. He was having ribs, he was having chicken, and he never asked what mashed potato or rice for dinner. He would always say, what's the meat? And then he goes to junior year and they showed him some movie or what have you, and he decided, I'm gonna be a vegan. And I was like, look at this. Now I gotta make 2 meals. And what do I mean by the vegan mindset? My son, he's a vegan now 7 years. We will go to a restaurant and there'll be nothing on the menu that's vegan, and he will drink water. That's the mindset you have to get into when you want to buy a house. You want to go to that party, get that new dress? No, I'm buying a house. You want to go on that vacation, that trip? No, I'm buying a new house. That's the kind of mindset you got to get into when you really, really want something, when you're committed. I call it the vegan mindset. I use it for my weight loss people. But the step is this, but the mindset is commitment and consistency. So I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad for the work you're doing today. And Katrina Wilson, amazing councilwoman, love her and what she's doing here. And we're going to continue to support and help all our residents get into their own home as often as we can and to build this great city, because we live in an amazing city and we can make it better, especially when we own it. Thank you.
All right, we all heard it. That concludes, what time is it?
11:50.
Oh, listen, I won't be until 1 o'clock. I said, I don't know what they, I said, but you know, we're gonna leave here early today. We're gonna leave here early today. So y'all, you learned something today? What you learned?
I learned that.
You gotta know, y'all sweet.
I learned the 3 myths when it comes to buying a house. Credit doesn't matter, income and assets.
Oh,
25.
come on now. Come on, 25. What you learned?
I learned that you need to put this all in action. So make the phone calls, make the connection. Like Shawnee said, like save your money, stop wasting it on things that you don't need. And this is amazing.
Wow. Wow. So I want y'all to take your paper, pens, your notepad out. What is your target date? I'm a girl I said targets. What is your target date? I got a $2 million loan on my building. It's gonna be gone in 5 years. It might be gone by the end of this year. Enough of y'all call me. I'm putting all my money back into the building. But guess what? Write your target date down. When do you want to see yourself in your next property? When do you want to see yourself? Don't write 2026. We got the credit person right here. She getting ready to ASAP. Come on, give me some ASAP. T.I. ASAP. I ain't that old. Write the target date down. Write the target date down. Where do you want to live? Like, for real, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? Do you want a one single family? If you don't want to be a landlord, that ain't for you, don't worry about it. I'll just buy up all the multifamily. If you want to buy 2 unit, because you know what, I'm going to take just baby steps. Now, if you see a building with 1 light pole, that ain't legal. You can have 1 water meter, but you can't have 1 light pole. That means illegal. Okay, we gotta fix some things. Do you want to be in a 3 unit? Do you want to be in maybe commercial at the bottom and some apartments at the top? Do we need to do a little sacrificing? When I bought the building, when my husband and I bought the building, I said, we gotta sell our house. We gonna sell our house. We'll go, she said, ooh. I was serious. I don't have no mortgage on my house. I bought it for $475. It's worth near $2 million. If I needed to do it, I would have done it. And I want y'all to write this down. And then I'm gonna stop talking, because I'll go to one of you. You can be like, you said we was getting out of here early. Mama knew back there. Short-term sacrifice equals a long-term gain. GAIN. You cannot worry about the now, you must worry about the later. Y'all drive a Tahoe. My girlfriend said, well, you changing your car now, right now. I'm in the middle of buying an 11 unit, and that ain't important. My tires work. They need a little tune-up, they do. Need a little tune-up. I got 2 kids, I got 2 car seats in the back. I don't know how I'm gonna feel when they get in my Cadillac. I don't know. But everything is in order. Stop comparing yourselves to other people. This happened the other day. To tell the truth, I'm getting ready to remind you. Oh man, this guy, He says he only focuses on one area. I said, man, look that guy up in the MLS. Man, this guy he sold properties in West Palm Beach. He had some multi-listings, he did, but he also had some rentals. He had some 300,000. I said, boy, people will make you feel like you ain't doing nothing. In different counties, and then he preaching to the people, focus on one area. I'm like, I don't want to be no luxury agent. I don't want to be the first time home buyer agent. I want to be the agent that get things done and close. So you call me when your grandmama needs me. You call me when it's a $50,000 lot. Now call me when it's a $10 million and $50 million deal too. I handle those too. But I want to close you. That's my intention. And when I close you, you now have wealth. And guess what? I got a little bit more wealth. You see that? You see that? I'm very intentional.
So you have that list from the heroes list?
What list is that?
You never gave it to us.
I texted you.
Oh, you did? What was it? I don't even know where my phone is. I don't know where my phone is. Okay, just tell it to us. Come on, Kayla, real fast.
Kayla's coming, she's coming. Okay, guys, so here's the list of occupations that qualify for this program. It's healthcare workers. Let me put this down first, that it's hello somebody. Okay, so healthcare workers. We have school staff members, first responders, public safety employees, court employees, child care workers, active duty, military and reserve, also law enforcement as well.
And if you don't fit that mold, don't worry about it. We're gonna find you some ship. Where is Reggie? Stand up for me real quick, Reggie. This guy is from Fly Supply, first of all. Big ups, man. I opened my mailbox. I had a big old box. I think I done I'm surprised I don't got the jacket on today. But they have a supply company. Actually, he's wearing the things. Now, he has a condo on the market or a townhome on the market. I just saw him back here. And he's like, oh yeah, man, I don't know. And they said they're waiting on this grant. Do you remember the grant that guy was getting?
SHIP. It's called SHIP.
We got all kind of funds. And how much was that?
$35,000.
$35,000. Now he's the seller. He's a seller, but he was a little nervous. He called me up. He said, Claudienne, can you help me? I said, sure. I said, when you start calling the right people with the right questions, the next day we got the approval. The next day, he said, oh my God, it came. I said, yeah, but we called the right people. And they said, well, I can't talk to you because you're not authorized. I said, well, you're not doing things right in the file. Now, do I need to call Fred? I didn't think so. And he got his letter. He's going to closing now. Guys, this is a big deal. These are not the only funds. We got 80,000. There's a lot. Okay? There's a lot. When you click the code, we're going to call you. Give us some time. We want to go to the beach tomorrow in church, too. Monday, we're going to need a little rest. You know, Monday is big for us. Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to get on those phones and we're going to call you guys and make sure you get on the right master plan. Okay? Some of y'all are going to be ready. How many people bought their documents? You got my email to bring some documents. You brought your documents? You brought your documents? Everybody that brought your documents, stand up. Oh, baby, she got the envelope. No, please. Y'all know how that email. Y'all just weren't ready. You know what happens when I tell people to bring their documents? I know who's serious in the room. I know who to spend my time with first. Then I'm gonna get to y'all next. Cause you ready. I'm not gonna keep it. I even told y'all where to go pull your own credit report for free. Oh, she pulled off. Now come on, give up. I want you to take these documents and go right over there to that guy, Mr. Edwin, and start that work for yourself. And get the folder, get everything you need from over there. We're gonna put you. Who else bought their paperwork? Let me see. Come on, what's your name? Charlene.
They're all on my laptop.
All right, well we take that too, digital. Okay, so I want you to see me too. Who else bought their paperwork? Now I'm gonna see y'all this email again. Okay. She got hers on her phone. All right. No, we been seeing y'all. Go to the junk mail.
She emailed a lot.
You heard what she said? I emailed a lot.
She did.
I'm gonna email
It was
you.
a lot of reminders.
Yeah, I know. I'm glad because I was gonna get on my staff on Monday.
What's the email? It's a lot.
It's realty at Claudienne Hibbert. Just Google my name and your email. It will pop up. Go to the junk mail. Now, I'm gonna for real stop talking right now. I like to talk. Teacher used to tell me to write my name 100 times, and my name long. Boy. How are you gonna tell people to stop talking? They just was talking at the wrong time. So now, guys, we have lunch, and I'm gonna tell y'all how this is gonna go. Okay? We just gonna take every roll in an orderly fashion. We got way more than enough food. We got cookies, chips. I knew somebody was gonna bring children. We love children. When you get your own. And your friends tell you, no, I gotta call you back. Your kids making too much noise. I said, boy, payback. I was like, I'll call you back. Too much noise back here. All right, so we got chips. We have some for vegans with no meat, turkey. We got ham. We got chicken. We got fish. No, we ain't got no fish. What's vegan trees? Yeah.
She has a question.
Who has a question?
I heard about this event through word of mouth, so I didn't get the email.
Okay, so just make sure you go and register. Put your name and phone number. Oh, you did? Or you gonna start getting emails? And 5 months from now, y'all still gonna get emails. So I done talked about everybody other business, but I didn't talk about my school. So True Prep Academy is my husband and I's school. It started out as an all-boys school. We now have girls. We're on the second year of having girls. We love our women. We have a 30,000 square foot building where we're going to educate and really just dig into the minds of our youth. Yes. We teach them about money. We travel. Look at that. Good school. Come on now. Look at the testimony in the class.
It's an amazing school. Like I was just telling Mr. and Mrs. Muhammad, my son came out this year to go to another school. When I went to the other school, they said he was overqualified because he already have college credits.
Come on now.
All his credits to graduate. He could have graduated this year, but he wanted to wait. He's going back to that last class. He's amazing.
What's great?
Yeah.
So we go from K to 12. And if we're lucky, we'll have them at 3 and 4, because that's, you know, my kids are 3 and 4, and I like to have them in my school. Some ways. Paying $20,000 somewhere else. So any which way, that's what we do. We're serious about education. We're serious about experiences. We are serious about money. We are serious about entrepreneurship, right? So, with that being said, y'all have a good day. I'm gonna be in here. If you see somebody with the EXP shirt on with their names, don't y'all like our shirt? Yeah. All right, so let's get some music on, DJ. You know, when I said I was gonna stop talking 20 minutes ago, you should have been put on music. And then if y'all have more questions, well, some people not gonna wanna come eat first. They gonna wanna go and get their business done. So y'all just form a line. Y'all know how to form a line. Oh, the tickets. Let me tell you what the tickets are for. The tickets are for you to give them. We don't have no raffle. We're not doing nothing free. But the tickets are for you to give it to the people at the front so that you can get something to eat. Get out of here.
We the reason I came. As soon as you showed me, I said, that's clever. We watched you, man. I seen you. I live on the next block from you.
Y'all over here asking questions and stuff. Y'all good. That's some good questions. Let's take a picture. Let's take a picture.
Yes. Meet me at the because my house she passed away in the and now they're both fighting for the house. Yeah. So they're both fighting for the house. We found out. Well, my husband the mission home said they're not staying there. Does he get penalized for it? So what's he going to do now? Get an attorney? I was like, I'm really funny. He was like, okay, ask all these questions. I'm like, wait a minute now. And all. So that's why I was thinking about buying time and then we get in the house and we stay there and fix it up. Yeah. They're literally like, not fighting fist fight, but they're fighting for the house right now. In a perfect world, what would be like? She wants to sell the house. He feels like he don't want to sell the house because he right. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. He told me to ask you. Okay. Okay.